Mercy is one of the clearest expressions of the heart of God. It is love reaching toward the undeserving, compassion flowing toward the guilty, kindness extended without demand for repayment. Humanity often believes mercy must be earned, but the gospel reveals something greater. Mercy originates in God Himself. He delights in giving what people could never deserve. Jesus demonstrated this constantly. He touched lepers, forgave sinners, ate with outcasts, restored failures, and prayed for His enemies while hanging on the cross. Mercy was not merely one of His teachings, it was His way of life. Every encounter revealed a Father who was not keeping score against humanity, but reconciling the world to Himself. When the religious leaders brought the woman caught in adultery before Jesus, they expected condemnation. The law had become a weapon in their hands. Yet Jesus exposed the hypocrisy of the accusers and lifted the burden from the accused. He did not ignore sin, but He also refused to define her by it. Mercy triumphed over shame. In that moment, heaven's heart was unveiled, restoration instead of destruction. Many people struggle to show mercy because they still believe God relates to them through distance, wrath, and constant disappointment. But when a person understands that forgiveness has already been fully secured through Christ, the heart begins to change. Mercy received becomes mercy released. People who know they are loved deeply become capable of loving others freely. The early believers understood they were living in the fulfillment of God's covenant promises through Christ. The old age of separation, fear, and judgment had reached its climax, and a new covenant reality had arrived. Because of this, believers were called to live as citizens of a kingdom characterized by forgiveness, peace, and compassion. Mercy was not merely an obligation, it was evidence of the new creation life already at work within them. Showing mercy means refusing to treat people according to their failures. It means choosing forgiveness over retaliation. It means seeing beyond outward weakness and recognizing the value God places upon every person. Mercy listens when others are quick to condemn. Mercy restores when others abandon. Mercy covers shame instead of exposing it. This does not mean enabling harm or pretending evil does not exist. True mercy carries wisdom. Jesus forgave freely, yet He also invited people into transformation. Mercy does not crush a person beneath guilt. It lifts them into freedom and dignity. One of the greatest barriers to mercy is self-righteousness. Whenever people compare themselves to others, compassion begins to disappear. The Pharisee in the temple thanked God he was not like other men, while the tax collector simply cried out for mercy. Jesus declared the humble man justified. Heaven responds to humility because humility understands the need for grace. Mercy also changes families, friendships, and communities. Harshness creates fear, but mercy creates safety. A merciful home becomes a place where failures are met with patience instead of rejection. A merciful church becomes a refuge for wounded people. A merciful believer reflects the very character of Christ to the world. There are people carrying hidden guilt, silent regret, and years of shame. Many expect rejection from God and from others. Yet the message of Christ announces reconciliation, forgiveness, and peace. The cross was not God's reluctance to forgive. It was the revelation of His desire to bring humanity near. To show mercy is to agree with the finished work of Christ. It is to live from the understanding that love has already won. Believers are not called to become gatekeepers of condemnation, but ambassadors of reconciliation. The world already knows judgment and pain. What it desperately needs is the revelation of divine compassion. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Those words are not merely a command, but an invitation into the life of God Himself. Mercy softens hearts, heals relationships, restores hope, and reveals the beauty of the kingdom. Every act of compassion becomes a testimony that Christ truly lives within His people. So walk in mercy, speak with mercy, forgive with mercy, restore with mercy. Let every interaction reflect the kindness that has already been poured out through Jesus Christ. In doing so, the heart of God becomes visible on the earth.